On the news at 7, President Bola Tinubu joins Muslim faithful at prayers ahead of Armed Forces Remembrance Day. And FCT Minister expresses displeasure over pace of work on the Abuja metro station. This is the news at 7 on NTA Channel 5, Abuja. I am Mariam George Jitubo. President Bola Tinubu has suspended the 4 programs administered by NSIPA, which are N-Power, Conditional Cash Transfer, Government Enterprise and Empowerment, as well as the Homegrown School Feeding. The suspension further to the ongoing investigation on the alleged mismanagement of funds. The agency and its programs is for a period of 6 weeks. A ministerial panel is therefore constituted to conduct a thorough review of the agency's operations with a view to recommending necessary reforms of the NSIPA. The president wishes to assure Nigerians that his administration remains committed to ensuring that the agency operates exactly as intended to the benefit of the most vulnerable Nigerians. In the same vein, President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of 11 new chief executive officers for agencies under the Federal Ministry of Art, Culture, and Creative Economy. Details in our subsequent bulletin. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu, with serving and retired military personnel, joined other Muslim faithful at the Abuja National Mosque to pray for the repose of the souls of those who lost their lives defending the territorial integrity of the country and for Allah's continued victory for those in active service. Religious correspondent Abdullah Ajia reports that the Imam, Professor Ibrahim Makari, in his sermon, enjoins worshippers to remain steadfast in the fear of Allah and act patriotism at all times.
The Imam of the Abuja National Mosque, Professor Ibrahim Makari, in his sermon to the congregation, draws the attention of worshippers on the fabrics of social cohesion, peaceful coexistence, and social justice, which the cleric maintains are parts of religious obligation upon Muslims required to build the nation. He emphasizes the need for obedience to law and order with equality before the law.
How peace and harmony can unveil in the country. What are the measures that, if taken, the peace, inshallah, will continue to prevail in Nigeria?
With President Bola Tinubu, members of the armed forces, and representatives of government in attendance, the Imam led a special dua for Allah's continued benevolence on the Nigerian military, whose sacrifice, he says, is a commitment to security of lives and property, as well as a symbol of unity that citizens enjoy.
The message is how Nigerians should continue to support our gallant armies in their endeavors, because without the support of the citizen, they cannot deliver on their assignment.
I call on Nigerians to continue to support our fallen heroes, to continue to pray and support our armed forces that are in the field, pray doing all that they can to ensure that the security challenges facing our country is dealt with adequately and create an environment of peace for government to be able to deliver all its promises.
The cleric enjoins the congregation and indeed Nigerians to rededicate themselves to nation building. The special Jumaat prayer is one of the activities lined up to commemorate the 2024 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has expressed displeasure over the pace of work on the Abuja metro station ahead of the planned inauguration of train services to mark President Bola Tinubu's 1 year in office. Onozi Yakubu reports.
Security concerns sanitary condition of the train stations and the faulty design of the facility, as well as meeting the deadline for the inauguration of the train services to mark President Bola Tinubu's 1 year in office, are issues troubling the mind of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. This expression came after inspecting the various sections of the project.
You can't talk about operation when you have not taken the issue of security. So security for us is key. I cannot be happy if in May this year we are not able to operate this method, and it will be very disastrous for me. And then even all these stations, for what I've seen, designs are very poor. Who may have approved this design is not fair to Nigerians. I've told CC that this kind of design is not even acceptable in their own country.
Optimistic and determined to ensure that the promise made is fulfilled, Nyesom Wike assures that the administration will work around the clock to realize the target set, as funds have been provided for the access road.
But be it as it may, we still have to work around the clock to see that we achieve our results. And I also directed that every of the stations must be cleaned. All the things that are not there must be provided. And I believe, putting all our energies, we may achieve it. We may achieve it. Mr. Pede had these funds for this project and access roads, so we have no excuse. Just that, if at the time I came, I had taken time to go into all these projects, maybe would have been able to identify some of these lapses.
The minister thereafter took a train ride from the metro to Kukwaba 2 stations. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
The National Union of Local Government Employees, NOLGE Abuja chapter, has commenced strike after the expiration of a 7-day warning to the authorities. Tessie Omeri visited AMAC on updates.
This is the premises of the ever-busy Abuja Municipal Area Council Secretariat. Today, it is like a ghost town, owing to the fact that members of the National Union of Local Government Employees, NOLGE, are on strike to press home their demands. Let's get to know what these demands are from the union leaders.
We are expecting the 6th Area Council Executive Chairman to pay our 40%. They will pay our pension deduction in some area councils, then 35%, 35,000 naira, and a hazard allowance. We want the Honorable Minister of FCT to come to our aid, listen to our cry. I know the Honorable Minister we have. I believe today, if we hear this, he is going to wipe our tears.
This strike is not only affecting government function alone, as the closure of this marriage registry is also affecting the lives of individuals. For instance, a would-be couple is stranded.
It's so sad though, and very, very annoying. Like the people in question are not in Abuja here. My daughter and they are not in Abuja. They are coming from a distant state.
In another development, the Dispatch Riders Association of Abuja staged a protest in front of the AMAC Secretariat, also to express their displeasure over issues of double taxation, among others. Unfortunately for them, the premises is under lock and key due to the strike action by the union members. In Abuja, Tessie Omeri, NTA News.
Residents of Sagwari Estate in last Sunday's kidnapping incident on the Duse-Boari Road, Federal Capital Territory, say the suspected gunmen have made contact to demand ransom for the release of the victims. They spoke to security correspondent Onotu Yakubu, who was at the community for a situation update.
This gate provided access for the suspected kidnappers as they descended down from the mountains into Sagwari Estate. And from the information I gathered, as they arrived, their first point of contact was this house in the estate where 5 persons were kidnapped. John Damina here is the gateman to the house and was the first to encounter the kidnappers on their arrival. He narrated that 5 victims were taken by the abductors from the house, with 3 from the neighbors opposite and 2 more from this hotel in the estate.
They caught my shade, tied my back. So they all bring us together here, including other people. They are coming back, they just kidnap them, put us all together here. So when I come back, I look at her situation and let me just sacrifice myself, either dead or not anything. So I'm sitting here so I start running, they pursue me. I run to the gate and tell the security of the gate, see what is happening. So the 4 people come, they don't already go.
Sagwari Estate, like many others along Dutse, Boari and Kubwa axis, sits on the foot of the mountains, a feature which security observers recently established in analysis to confer undue advantages to bandits and kidnapping syndicates and jeopardize general security.
The people came from this the mountain top. So when they came, I think some of them now stay outside because of if you go down there, you see nobody is living outside. So who passed them there, saw them, they didn't know them. So around that kind of 7:45, me and my wife was here. She's washing clothes, so I spotted somebody outside. On my way coming, now alert me say kidnappers did this house.
Other residents who spoke off camera revealed that the kidnappers have made contact to demand various ransom sums. In all, 7 minors and 3 adults were abducted. In Abuja, Onotu Yakobu, NTA News.
Let's join the business desk for business news. Welcome to Business News This Week. I'm Hakimat Aliu, and it's my pleasure to bring you up to speed with some significant development in the business world. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has appointed new executive to oversee the affairs of the Union Bank, Keystone Bank, and Polaris Bank. This follows dissolution of the board and management of the banks. In a statement by Director Corporate Communications of CBN, Hakama Sidi Ali, the new executives are Yetunde Oni and Manir Ubali Ringim, will serve as Managing Director and Executive Director of Union Bank. Hassan Imam and Chioma Mang will serve as Managing Director and Executive Director of Keystone Bank, while Lawal Mudassir Omokayode Akintola and Chris Onyeka Ofikulu will serve as Managing Director and Executive Director of Polaris Bank. In the pace of global growth in 2023, global trade is projected to pick up to 2.3% in 2024, mirroring projected growth in global output. This reflects a partial normalization of trade patterns following exceptional weakness last year. The World Bank's latest Global Economic Prospects reports revealed that global trade in goods and services was virtually flat in 2023. And that wraps up this week's edition. We hope you found it insightful and informative. As the business landscape continues to evolve, we will be right here keeping you updated with latest trends. The news continues in just a moment.
Your flight will be ready shortly, ma'am.
Thank you. Breakfast in Paris. Lunch in London. This could be you. And there's more. Hey, Mai, tell them more.
Of course. Now this is what I call a win. And this could be you too in the Globe Festival of Joy promo.
By recharging 50,000 Naira or more within a month, you could be among our 100 winners who will win business class tickets from Lagos to Paris to London. If you recharge 100,000 Naira or more in a month, you could be one of the many winners of a premium bungalow in Nigeria. The more you recharge, the more your chances to win.
How was your flight?
Delicious.
Glow Unlimited.
Let's see what is trending in the sports world.
On today's AFCON countdown, we shall be tilting our camera to the favorite team to win the Africa Cup of Nations in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire at the 34th edition. It is a dance of the champions, top winners, and even losers who are hopeful for a future win, with statistics provided by Opto, an artificial intelligence technique that provides data for more than 30 sports in over 70 countries. While some teams are yet to know what the trophy looks like, some teams have won it once, others consecutively. Unlike Egypt, who have won it 3 times in a row, are potential threats. Maiden edition was in 1957, hosted by Sudan, where the tournament was participated by only 3 nations: Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia. Egypt by participation has won it a record 7 times since inception. According to Opta's prediction on who is favorite to win this year's edition, 3 times winners, the Super Eagles of Nigeria stand on a ratio 8.1% most likely to reach the finals and win. Host Cote d'Ivoire, who have won it 1992 and 2015, stands on a ratio 12.1%, while last winners Senegal are ranked first place possible winners, ratio 12.8%, as they look to go 2 in a row to raise their tally to 3. However, Team Morocco are 11.1%, the third best to stand a chance of winning by predictor model. Meanwhile, report reaching us from the Super Eagles camp indicates that Southampton Paul Onuachu is possible replacement for injured Sadiq Umar. With AFCON countdown, Gideon Yohana, NTA News.
And on a sad note, Director General of the NTA, Saliu Abdulhamid Dembos, has led a delegation to condole with the family of a former Executive Director of Engineering, late Edward Amana, who passed on a few days ago after a brief illness. Charles Alpha reports.
Right at the heart of mourning, friends, loved ones, and colleagues came offering words of solace. Management staff of the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA), which the late engineer Edward Amana was at one time part of, also came offering a shoulder to cry on. The team led by the Director General of NTA, Saliu Abdulhamid Dembos, offered words of prayers and encouragement to the family late Amana left behind.
It's a very big loss, not only to the Nigerian Television Authority, but to the entire broadcast industry in this country and even beyond. Engineer Amana is one individual that I have known for quite a long time, and one has learned so much from him. And we pray that the Almighty God will grant his soul and eternal rest, and also the fortitude for the family and friends to bear this great loss.
For a man, a renowned and former executive director of engineering in NTA, who was at the center of the digitization switch and the establishment of NTA Lokoja management, say there are no better legacy to be remembered for than this. Edi Amana from Kogi State died on the 10th of January this year after a brief illness, and is survived by his 5 children.
I'm very grateful for NTA for coming to, condole the family, console with us. I've always been NTA children.
I believe that he has paid his dues. He had done his very best.
His wife died years ago. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
May his soul rest in perfect peace. And with that, we end the news in English. Up next, translations. Good night.
azani ba jile ba je ba ce ba wai yuze ko kwa wai wona na wo abadanu atuko na tuko isha ndaje zuma woni ye wa bula ngai ai kin tuko da bola tinubu wola obad na do no abada kaudai bedo no azai mbaku ta oshin wada kauda nutnu jinya no a sala jinya kun na gbai mba kin lo na no oshin sin dan bai pa abada kauda bo no mbaku fi ntuko tu ntutu jimbo mba ba jina ba be abwa apeji nyanya no azai mba ye filo ntutu na ku gache na ba be shoko yin wodna shin wa gaba wace nanu ba tuntun na bai abwa popo zanu wale sheba webe na beba inje abdullahi ajiya wa gan be shoko no akula dinya kun abnamaye na yo professor ibrahim na keri nanu wo shoko ibeda go na unaye wo na akula da be bala wet na chowo na bai ba chi shoko yi bai che ba yi na numi sa do de in za che akokoshi na bai bi shoko yi abana bele ba nsu mba bele ajan ye ba yan nan yenu minister kinzi ya yelson wuke woku ba won woye osanu wa bisheba welo oya kiyan atintin jimba weye se ajilo aijin tuntun owu nu aye tilo nge èyí tí kò dábẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ku abẹ́yẹ ya osanu wo be nu eye buji che wo ebiyan oneze yakubu wona le sheba we be na be waganga wo bugbaun okone nige nsepa akabia aya kupia na jina ame zokopia na jina ajina bae wagan abenyi mbaji wojelo mbwe wenga nu atemi as abeji na mapia na nu yele yen wagan obe na jina ajin abugo akoshi pepe nje bi jesi sai ko nyen
Jama'a masu kallo da sauraron mu assalamu alaikum barkamu da yammacin juma'a da fatan ana nan cikin koshin lafiya kamar yadda aka saba ga fasarar wasu daga cikin labaran mu na yau mai karantawa Yusuf Yakubu. Shugaban ƙasa Bola Ahmed Tinubu da sojin Najeriya masu aiki da waɗanda suka yi murabus sun yi sallar juma'a a babban masallacin juma'a na ƙasa inda aka yi addu'a ga 'yan mazan jiya waɗanda suka rasu a fafutukar kare martabar ƙasar nan tare da yi wa waɗanda ke kan aiki addu'ar Allah ya kare su ya ba su nasara ya sa a gama lafiya. Wakilinmu Abdullahi Ajiya ya shaida mana cewa limamin masallacin Farfesa Ibrahim Makari a yayin huɗubar ya tunatar da al'ummar musulmi cewa su zamanto masu tsoron Allah sannan su kasance masu kishin ƙasa da marawa jami'an sojin Najeriya baya a ƙoƙarin da suke yi na karan dukiyoyi da rayukan al'ummar ƙasar nan. Ministan babban birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja Yusuf Wike ya bayyana damuwarsa akan yadda aikin tashar jirgin ƙasan Abuja ke tafiyar hawainiya. Wakilin Shaibu Onoze Yakubu ya shaida mana cewa ministan ya ce yana so aikin ya kammalu a ƙaddamar da shi a ranar da shugaban ƙasa Bola Ahmed Tinubu zai cika shekara ɗaya a kan kujerar mulkin Najeriya wanda ya buƙaci a hanzarta a kammala aikin domin cika wannan buri nasa. Ƙarshen labaran namu ne kenan sai kuma ranar Litinin idan Allah ya kai mu kwana lafiya. Allah ya kashe mu.
ekele m unu nọ n'akụkọ ụwa na nkenke nke uhuruchi taa. Aha m bụ Maazị Okwu Francis Ibe. Onyeisi ala anyị bụ Tinubu nakwa ndị isi ọrụ nchekwa dị iche iche emeela ekpere juma na ime Abuja ebe ha rọrọ ala ka o chekwaba mkpụrụ obi ndị agha ala anyị lara mmụọ mgbe ha na-echekwaba gburugburu ala anyị ma rịọkwa ka ala na-echekwaba ndị ka nọ n'ọrụ ugbu a ka ha nwee ike ichekwaba obodo anyị. Abdullahi Ajiya wetara anyị ya bụ akụkọ kwuru na imam nke ụlọ okpukperechi ukwu ala anyị bụ prọfesọ Ibrahim Makeri gwara ndị ụka Islam ka ha na-ekpere Allah site na ịtụ egwu nakwa inwe mmasị ọrụ nke ala anyị. Minista nke FCT bụ Nyesom Wike egosila obi mwute ya etu ọrụ si na-aga na ọdụ ụgbọ oloko nke Abuja. Ọzọ Yakubu wetara anyị bụ akụkọ mere ka amata na ya bụ minista gbarụrụ ihu na onye isi ala anyị chọrọ ka ọ gbapee ya bụ ọdụ ụgbọ oloko ka ọ gbachara otu afọ ọ banyere n'ọchịchị ala anyị. Ndewo gị bụ onye ọma jiri anyị ka ọ dịkwa ụbọchị Mọnde mgbe anyị ga-ezute ọzọ.
ẹkú kalẹ̀ o ẹ̀sìnkú dédé wòyí ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá ló dé sí etí ìgbọ̀nyín Bọ́lájí Máti ní oníròyìn. Ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu, àwọn lọ́gàálọ́gàá nínú iṣẹ́ ológun tó ń bẹ lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ àti àwọn tí wọ́n ti fẹ̀yìntì lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ mùsùlùmí òdodo gbogbo ní mọ́ṣáláṣí ńlá ti ìlú Àbújá láti gbàdúrà fún àwọn akọni tí wọ́n fi ẹ̀mí wọn kalẹ̀ fún orílẹ̀-èdè wọn bí wọ́n ti ń dáàbò bo orílẹ̀-èdè àti ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè lápapọ̀, pẹ̀lú àdúrà fún àwọn tó ń bẹ lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ kí Ọlọ́run bá túbọ̀ máa dáàbò rẹ̀ bò wọ́n bí wọ́n ti ń bá iṣẹ́ òòjọ́ wọn lọ. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Abdullahi Ajiya ròyìn wípé lèmọ́mù mọ́ṣáláṣí ọ̀hún ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Ibrahim Makari nínú wàásù rẹ̀ lónìí rọ gbogbo jọ̀mọ́ láti dúró gírí pẹ̀lú ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run ọba nínú ohun gbogbo. Àdúrà pàtàkì wáyé fún ìṣọ̀kan, ìrẹ́pọ̀ àti ìlọsíwájú orílẹ̀-èdè lápapọ̀. Aláṣẹ ìlú Àbújá Nyesom Wike ti fi ẹ̀dùn ọkàn rẹ̀ hàn lórí ipò tí iṣẹ́ ọkọ̀ ojú irin tí wọ́n ṣe lọ́wọ́ ní ìlú Àbújá torí pé iṣẹ́ náà ò lọ bí ó ti yẹ láti lè ṣe ìfilọ́lẹ̀ rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ti pinnu fún ayẹyẹ ọdún kan tí ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu gorí àlééfà. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Ọ̀nàsẹ̀ Yakubu ròyìn wípé lẹ́yìn àbẹ̀wò, aláṣẹ Wike sọ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ wípé ìpìlẹ̀ iṣẹ́ òun burú jáì àti wípé wọ́n pèsè owó fún iṣẹ́ yìí, kí ló dé tí wọ́n ṣe ìṣekúṣe lórí iṣẹ́ náà. Ó pa á láṣẹ wípé kí àwọn alágbàkọ gbé ìgbésẹ̀ tó yẹ lórí iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣe torí pé òun kò ní gba ìgbàkúgbà. Kì í dùn kó pọ̀ tí ó ní ọbẹ̀ oge títí ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ ní àwọn wa.